Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. Today my presentation will focus on how to reflect the translation of Asian medium in the topic of movies. So this is the outline of my presentation. Firstly, I will do a short introduction of my topic. Then I will introduce my example, then link my example to questions and the concept. Finally, I will do a short summary of my presentation and show the references list. So in this presentation, I will take the movie Minari as an example. Minari is a US drama film in 2020, which is written and directed by the Korean director. It tells a Korean family to immigrate to American cultures in the 1918. By analyzing the points of the movie's storyline, artist style, and the evaluation, I will answer two questions in cooperation with some concept which is related to the translation of Asian medium in the academic article. So here are the two questions. First one is, what does your chosen example issue about the relationship between the medium in Asia and the global medium sense? The second is, what does your chosen example tell us about the impact of the medium on the Asian cultures and identities? So firstly, we will talk about the globalization of the medium. Globalization is a constantly transfer. It's not the single choice. It's a complex and device communication. So therefore, the relationship between Asian medium and globalization is mature. Due to the political and economic background of the globalization, many mediums have also achieved the globalization and cross-cultural exchange. Many crossover movies has been founded because of the development of the globalization. Crossover movies is more than just the definition of the geographical location of the movies, but also define the cultures across the countries. Many studies of the crossover film scholar has mentioned that the immigration cultures are a kind of cultural identity in the immigrations, which make the others and ignore of the script impression in the Asian cultures. So in our example, Minari is referred to the experience of the family in the United States. It shows the immigration cultures. The translation of movies is also reflected in the Minari. These movies describe the fall of the labor in the world of the globalization. In this globalized world development process, many people are outside of the hometown to find the opportunities to start a new life. Although the father in this movie is want to achieve his American dream, but after the whole family began the new life, they still missing their hometown. So although the translational cross movies brought by globalization have brought some new cultures, but they have not changed the traditional culture categories. The translational movies still maintain their own unique cultures. From the another aspect, the global translational film has also brought more crossover audience to the film, and the economic income and national culture visibilities of the film are also being improved. The success of the Minari movies lies down on the cultures it concerns by the cross-border audience. Minaris was be planned at the world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival on the January of 2020, and after that it has been planned on the many of the other worldwide movie festivals and get a lot of awards. Transnational culture is the symbol of the global perspective which can help multiple nations' audience know more about the culture diversity in the context of the globalization. Movies or medium's success lead to get more different types of the viewers and in different countries. In the previous presentation, we did mention that under the development of globalization, the real success of medium needs support from different national audience. In the translation of Asian medium, culture hybridization concept is increasingly appeal to analyze verticalizations and cross-cultures medium conception. Hybridization in the medium can be defined as a process of cultural regiment relative different from status or identification. Take the Minari storyline as an example. Every person in this family has different experience and life background, so the living habit between family members, the understanding of things is completely different. So there is a certain misunderstanding before David and his grandmother in the movies, because the David does not think grandma is a type of the grandmas she knows based on the American culture. So this movie is a Korean cultures and American cultures hybridizations. This will more easier to make the more movies to the globalizations, because cultural hybridization can make cultural consumer group more extensive. Based on the analysis of my chosen example and use the sausage and concept from the unit, I think the impact of the medium from Asian culture and identity need to be analyzed from two participants. For each country's state and government, medium from is also promote the cultural categories of the Asian countries, which can increase the country's cultural soft powers. There are many categories about the Korean culture in movie Minari. For example, the name of the Minari is also a kind of the Korean cultures. Minari is a vegetable which will be frequently used in the Korean, but it is not very popular in other countries. Because of the movies Minari released on the worldwide film festivals and more cross-over audience can see movies and learn the traditional cultures of Korean. So for the cultures and governments, it's a publicity. For personal audience and citizen, globalization has not only received the memory of their own cultures, but also bring some new idea and culture. And as we mentioned earlier, due to the consumer market and development of the globalization, there is a need for the cross and integration between cultures. So the one favor to maintain the so-called culture imperialism is actually not correct. for the development of the medium. From the development of the film binary, its popular and success cannot just rely on the Korean cultures. In conclusion, today's presentation, we can find that Asian medium and world medium are the process of promoting two-way development. On the one hand, the translation and development of Asian medium is inspired from the new cultures and forms brought about by the world medium, because in the context of globalization, audiences have demand for the multiple types of cultures. On the other hand, due to the unique social categories of Asian medium, the world medium has become more diversified and more colorful. Traditional interculturalism does not apply in the development of globalization. In the contrast, the exchange and integration of Asian medium and world medium culture can establish a culture's identities and characteristics, increase cultural soft powers, and national recognitions. In order to achieve better developments in the Asian medium and global, the culture is necessary. So this is my reference list. If you want to learn more about my topic, you can search on this website. So thank you for listening and take part in my presentation.